Being high maintenance is not about demanding more. It's simply about no longer being available for less. Hi ladies, welcome back to the feminine universe. I am so happy to have you here. Somewhere along the way, many women are taught that being low maintenance makes them easygoing and lovable, and being high maintenance makes them demanding, difficult, and unlikable. Now, we have recently explored the dangers of being the low maintenance woman, and we've established that there is a healthy middle ground called medium maintenance. But what happens if you explore those medium maintenance standards but still find yourself wanting more? Well, what if I told you that it's okay to want more clarity, more intention, more effort? What if I told you it's okay to be more high maintenance? Now, if you're wincing or cringing right now at the mention of being high maintenance, it's probably because, like most people, you are familiar with what I call toxic high maintenance behavior, the loud, demanding, entitled version. But what almost never gets talked about is that there's a healthy way to want more, a way to receive more, ask for more, and expect more without creating friction and without forcing anyone to be something they're not. And the women who understand this, they move through relationships so differently, while everyone else is on the outside looking in with their faces pressed up against the glass, wondering how is she getting that kind of effort so naturally? Well, in this video, we're going to clear up the biggest misconceptions about being high maintenance, and I'm going to show you how to actually build this standard for yourself in a way that respects you, respects other people, and naturally places you in spaces where people are not just willing to meet you there, but happy to do it. So if you've been craving more, or you're just a little curious, let's get started. So before I show you how to actually step into this, we need to clear up why being high maintenance has such a bad reputation in the first place. Because if you don't understand this part, you're going to keep second guessing yourself every time you want more. Simply put, there are two major reasons why high maintenance women get such a bad rep. So the first reason is the toxic version of being high maintenance is the one we see the most. It's loud, it's visible, it's obnoxious. It's easy not to want to be associated with that. But it's also completely misleading because the healthy side of being high maintenance isn't about demanding more from people who can't or don't want to give it. It's about recognizing what you need and choosing people who already show up that way naturally. You see this same pattern in other areas too. People misuse things like love languages all the time, for example. Some men claim physical touch as their love language when it's really just about bedroom access, never hand-holding or cuddling. Or some women claim receiving gifts is their love language when it's really just about wanting to demand handbags and jewelry, but they'll scrunch up their noses at sentimental or thoughtful tokens and trinkets. And because those versions are louder and do more harm to others, they are talked about more and distort the meaning and end up ruining it for everyone else who means it in an authentic way. It's the same thing here with being high maintenance. The second reason is more subtle and often goes unsaid, which is simply that it makes people uncomfortable. Most women just aren't used to and aren't comfortable asking for more. And most men aren't used to, aren't interested in, or aren't capable of giving more. So when you want more, it stands out. And instead of people saying, I'm not comfortable with that, or I'm not able to meet that, they rather put the blame on you and say you're too much. Not because you're doing anything wrong, but because it's too much for them, and so they position it like it's too much for everyone. And finally, as we wrap up the misunderstandings about being high maintenance, Many people also immediately associate being high maintenance with requiring a lot materially or financially. And while most high maintenance women don't shy away from generosity, people tend to overlook that you can also be emotionally high maintenance, where you require a certain amount of attention and affection. One little check-in text all day is just not going to cut it. Or intellectually high maintenance, where you need someone who can engage with your mind, understand your work, teach you about theirs. So while it can be one particular version, there's usually some overlap in areas where you are high maintenance when it comes to things like intention, connection, and investment. And this is the part a lot of women need to hear. Being high maintenance the right way is absolutely not about demanding more from people who don't have it or who don't want to give it. It's simply about choosing to no longer be available for less than what you want. It's not about demanding that the restaurant changes their menu for you. It's about you choosing to go to restaurants who are already serving what you want, okay? So now that we've cleared that up, how do you actually create room for this in your life and attract it to you? I'm going to break it down in 4 easy steps. But I want to be really clear about something. These steps only work if it's genuine. If you're actually craving more effort and intention, this will feel natural with time. But if you're trying to force yourself to become high maintenance just because you think it sounds good or it makes you seem important, it's not going to last because it's going to feel like work if it's not authentic. With that said, step 1 is set the standard with yourself. As always, it starts with you. You have to be high maintenance and get a little lavish with yourself first. Because if a certain level of care, effort, or attention feels foreign or excessive to you, you're going to feel uncomfortable receiving it from someone else, and you'll either reject it or worship it. And if you're asking other people for things that you're not even giving yourself, it can come across as delusional or performative, or like you're simply trying to see how many hoops you can get someone to jump through. But when you're used to pouring time, energy, and care into yourself, that level of treatment doesn't seem like too much. It feels normal. And that does a few important things. It creates a baseline, so anything below that line feels off. And it also starts to filter people for you, because when you treat yourself well, it becomes visible. It becomes tangible in the schedule you keep, in your appearance, in your walk, in your energy. And when you look like and you carry yourself like someone who values care and intention, the people who are aligned with that are naturally more drawn to you. And the ones who aren't tend to start self-selecting out of the equation. And that's exactly what you want, because this isn't about extracting a lifestyle from other people. It's about continuing a standard you already live by. And then step 2 is to be clear but respectful. You have to get very clear with yourself about your standards, your preferences, and also learn how to express that respectfully. You have to be clear about what you like, what you need, what you do and do not tolerate. But you don't have to be disrespectful in order to do that. Clarity doesn't require cruelty. A lot of women are either too cutthroat or they soften their standards so much that they become unclear. But that just delays the inevitable with the wrong people. You can be direct and kind. This shows up in small ways outside your romantic life too, that makes it easier to do when it comes up. Like if your friends want to go somewhere that just isn't your vibe, you don't have to judge them or slip in comments like, I can't believe you guys are going there. But you also don't have to go along with them and be uncomfortable. You can simply say, I'm not going to be able to make this one, but I hope you guys have so much fun. Take lots of pictures. That's it. You're honoring yourself and respecting them. And that same principle applies everywhere. Be clear enough to be understood and grounded enough not to become entitled. You are allowed to have your preferences. You're not allowed to shame or impose them on others who don't share your views. And that leads perfectly into step 3, which is filter, don't force. When you choose high standards, realize that not everyone is going to meet you there. And that's not something to fight, it's just something to recognize and accept. The goal is not to convince people to rise to your standards. It's to teach yourself to stop choosing people who don't naturally meet them. Because the truth is, you will never be able to squeeze 10 cents out of a nickel. Did you hear what I said? You will never be able to squeeze 10 cents out of a nickel. If someone doesn't have the desire, the capacity, or the intention of giving you more, no amount of explaining, asking, or hoping is going to sustainably change that. And this is where a lot of women get stuck. They think they see potential, and then they try to build a high standard relationship on a low standard foundation. Next thing you know, you spend 4 years begging a man for flowers when the whole time there's a man down the street who thinks flowers are a completely normal weekly gesture. Just accept that having higher standards does mean you'll have a smaller pool to choose from. But it also means the connections you do choose are actually aligned with what you're looking for. So instead of putting yourself in positions where you're constantly asking, how do I get them to do more? Start asking from the very beginning, is this someone who already shows up that way? And step 4 of creating your healthy, high maintenance lifestyle is to learn to receive with ease. When you filter for and find people who naturally show up the way you appreciate, you have to let yourself receive it fully, without guilt, without trying to downplay it, while still being gracious. Because being able to receive well is just as important as having standards. A warm, genuine thank you goes a long way. Because if you're constantly deflecting or acting uncomfortable when someone treats you well after indicating that's what you want, you're sending mixed signals. Imagine asking for a glass of water and then acting weird when someone brought it to you. It's confusing behavior. Healthy, high maintenance standards aren't just about wanting more. It's about actually being able to hold more gracefully when it's given to you. Now that you have the 4 steps to being more high maintenance, we need to touch on an area where a lot of women accidentally sabotage themselves, which is they only focus on what they want to receive, but forget to check how they're showing up. Healthy, high maintenance women aren't just expecting more. They're also intentional about how they're showing up for others. They reciprocate in ways that feel meaningful because they are not just about extracting more from people. They actually want to participate in higher quality relationships. And that's why you'll notice people who are high maintenance in a toxic way have to go from victim to victim, because eventually people get tired of being the only one giving. So if someone shows up for you a certain way, you should find meaningful ways to show up for them too, because healthy relationships are mutual relationships. It's not about demanding more while giving nothing. It's about showing up well and expecting to be met there. While this is my introductory guide to being high maintenance, these steps alone will make a huge difference if applied properly. In the next video, we will take what we've been learning and make it more practical for your real life. We will compare some of the main differences and behaviors of low maintenance women side by side with medium maintenance and high maintenance women. That way you can see which of the behaviors align more with where you are right now and what behaviors you might want to adopt to get where you want to go. So if that sounds like it would be helpful for you, write next level in the comments. If there is one thing I want you to take from this video today, it's that being high maintenance isn't about being difficult. It isn't about making demands or being entitled. It's about being honest about what actually makes you feel cared for. It's about being intentional with what you accept, what you allow, and most importantly, what you participate in. If this spoke to you, or if this already describes you, I want you to know you are not too much. You are not asking for too much. You might just be ready for more than what you've been settling for. You should embrace it healthily and unapologetically. Until next time, ladies, stay feminine, stay focused, and have fun.